I have a terrible temper, and the only thing that keeps my temper in check is I don't want to get beat up or shot. But if I had a firearm, things might be different. I don't know.
Right. Let's not. Well, let's not get you a firearm. Let's not
Nope.
put that in the air.
I don't want one.
What's good, YouTube? We back at it again with another video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, get us an algorithm, and all that. Black History Month is here. We are in the month of Black History.
So I had this video from DL Hughley.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna send it to you.
I feel like we're going to be arguing all month.
Yeah, we definitely are.
I mean, I feel like we about to be arguing.
We argue all podcasts. Anytime there's a black topic.
That's what I said. I feel like we about to be arguing all month. It's about to be one of them months.
Anytime there's a black topic, we argue. Like anytime. Like doesn't matter day, time. But before I pull this video up, I have a question for you.
All right.
Do you think voting is important?
You try to start off.
What?
You try to start off.
It's just a question. It's just a question.
I think voting is important, but I also feel like people have the right not to.
I think voting's pointless.
Oh, that's a different take than I didn't expect. I didn't expect you to say that.
Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why.
Okay, all right.
Because the people who have the money make the rules.
Right.
Right? And the people who vote those people are the people who have the money make the rules. They aren't always in the office. The people who get into office from the votes of people not educated enough to vote correctly. So in essence, I think sometimes a vote could get lost. And then you have all these voting laws that keep people who aren't educated from voting in certain places. So,
wait. What do you mean they keep people from voting with no education?
So like back in Jim Crow, they would make these laws or tests that people would have to take to actually be able to vote. So they were legally able to vote, but they would make like laws or tests to make it hard or difficult.
Right.
So read this 2-page essay in 5 minutes, and then we'll let you vote. But you have to do that in order to vote.
Right.
And that's how they kept minorities from voting. Well,
so it's my bad. So it's kind of like if felons.
Yeah.
With most incarcerated people being, I believe, African Americans. It's a high percentage of African Americans.
We're well over 50%.
Right. And that being a stipulation of if you're a felon, you can't vote. That takes away.
I don't know if that's
a lot of the black. It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So that, and then it's like you making laws that prohibit elderly people from voting and stuff. So, but I say, like, sometimes I feel like voting is pointless. I do vote, just to clear that up for all y'all out there in YouTube land. But sometimes I feel like it's pointless because people with the money put the people into office they want in office.
It's funny because I'm going to take a different approach because I feel like it is important to vote. And I feel like people should vote. But I also feel like I said before, you have that choice not to if you choose to. I've never voted. It's funny how you taking that stance and I'm taking this one, and it's like the complete opposite of our lives. I've never voted. And why is because I didn't feel like there was a candidate enough for me that I really looked into and was like, oh, they are for me. Not even Barack Obama. And I love that. I love that. I love that man.
Explain that.
I love that man.
Why not?
I love that person. I love Barack.
Not Barack?
Because I feel like everybody was just voting him because he was black, which is cool. Get the black man in, I guess. But for me, it's more than that. For me, you know what I'm saying? Like Barack Obama wasn't really pushing the black agenda. He didn't have to. He knew we was voting him for just the color of his skin. So what agenda did he take? The LGBTQ plus.
Right.
Did I even know much about that back then? No, so I'm not going to say that I didn't agree with it. That's why I didn't vote, because that's not the reason. But I was trying to find another reason outside of voting for him because he was black, and I couldn't. And then after that, it just was a shit show. Like, so Obama 2 terms, and then after that, we got what we got, right?
We got
what we got. So, and then Trump, I was like, all right, I'm not voting for Trump. After a while, I started looking at the policy. I started looking into him and looking what was being done under his presidency. And some of it,
Don't say nothing stupid. You about to say something stupid?
nah, I'm not. Some of it, I was like, hey, this man got a point.
All right, so
Don't get me wrong. The Trump supporters that was racist, you can.
no. I'm talking about
Okay.
the stuff that Trump did that you say that you were like, oh, you got to look at what it was that he did. Was it an executive order or was it a law?
Right. He would let them do their thing, and he would come in and like at the tail end and like sign off on it and make it like it was him.
But you know what the rules are about the legislative branch and the executive branch.
Educate me.
All right. So Congress, that's the legislative branch.
Right.
I'm saying that word so wrong. You should like chop it up.
Legislative?
See, you saying it wrong too. Legislative, I guess. All right. But anywho, Congress, they make the laws, pass bills or whatever. So before it gets signed into law, it goes to the president's desk. So he could either veto it, sign it, or let it sit on his desk.
Right.
If he lets it sit on his desk without
gets
veto,
passed.
it gets passed.
Yeah.
So Trump is just taking credit for stuff that Congress was doing.
But I mean, if you know that,
but a lot of people
why
don't.
not?
But a lot of people don't.
Okay, because I see the game in it because like, if I don't sign off on it, it gets passed. But if I don't sign off on it, the people that have voted me in still is behind me. So like that's why I'm saying like it's a win-win almost.
Oh yeah,
he
wasn't losing. He wasn't losing, but so and the way I found that out, and I probably should have known a lot sooner, but I saw this Instagram video of somebody saying Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did this, convincing a black person to vote for Trump.
Right.
So I was like, wait a minute. So I started looking up this stuff. And so, Google, I got it on Google.
Right.
I looked for .gov things because it has to be recorded a certain way. Right. And then I realized, I was like, oh, he just took credit for all these things. It wasn't his agenda though. Right. So the reason why I say, was it a law or was it an executive order? Executive orders are things that the president just does without dealing with Congress, right? So I'd be interested to see what his executive orders are, and that could kind of tell you the type of person he is versus the laws that got put into place under his presidency.
Man, to me, honestly, it's not how it gets done. Is it getting done?
No, it is how it gets done, right? And I think the reason why I say it is how it gets done, because if you look at Congress and whoever's in Congress, they're the ones who are making the laws.
Right.
So that part is important. And so in that sense, voting is important, to vote for your Congress and your representatives and all that. But I sometimes I feel like it's useless though, because even when you look at California, right? California is typically a blue state, typically liberal or whatever. But if you look a little bit closer, when they do those election maps, it's like
red.
Dark blue means it was won by liberals and Democrats. Light blue mean those were Republican areas. Right. So even California is mostly geographically it's more Republican than it is Democrat.
Yeah, because it's a capitalistic state. It's a capital state. Like it's a lot of business here. Right,
but typically you have the liberal voters are in urban areas, because urban areas typically have more schools and more colleges
and more diversity.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. So like a lot of times I feel like voting is pointless, even though I do vote. Sometimes I just feel like, okay, does this really matter? And I vote for like really just one reason. All those people who died for me to be able to do this. And I do it because all those people died for me to be able to do this. And typically when you don't use something, it gets taken away from you.
That's a good point, but I see it as I don't feel like our ancestors died for us to vote. I feel like they died for us for the
choice.
Right, or the choice to vote. We always want to have a choice. That's where I appreciate our ancestors for. Mm-hmm. They fought for our choice, because if we have to vote, then it just becomes another form of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, slavery.
Right. No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get behind that.
The freedom of, I can walk up to that poll and vote whoever's name is on that sheet.
You can vote for yourself too.
Right. You can.
I got votes. Like if there's official tallies,
you got votes.
They keep every single vote that's ever casted. Oh yeah, I didn't vote for myself for like governor, congressperson. I might have voted for myself for president.
Ain't did shit for the community. Talking about
nothing. I got one vote. It's just me.
One vote every 4 years. All that matters.
Not even every 4 years. Just whenever there's votes, and I don't know the people, and nobody looks like I want to vote for them, I write myself in.
Okay, so that's kind of basically what I do. I just don't go to the polls.
Yeah, but I still exercise my right.
Okay.
You should start going to the polls.
I exercise my right to sit
and vote for yourself.
Yeah. I actually might run one time and like try to get people to vote for me. That'd be funny.
Just tell them to write you in.
Just tell them, write me in. Write me in.
King Gutter.
Write me in. Hey, that might hit. Hold on. That might got a ring to it. Hey, if I get 10 votes, you can't tell me shit. If I can see,
you can just tell your friends.
That's what I'm saying. All I need is 10 votes. Oh, I'm taking it to the grave. Sorry, your dad back in 2024, he had 10 votes. I was almost the president. But yeah, the election is coming up.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's just another. It's repetitive, man. I'm tired of it. It's repetitive. Same shit. Every 4 years, there's a war going on. It's dividing the people. It's making people choose a certain side, or pick a certain side. It makes everybody in an uproar. Like one of my friends was just having a conversation earlier about Starbucks, because I guess Starbucks is supporting Israel, and they were upset about it. And my friend was like, "Hey, bro, I'm just living my life. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, unfortunately, I don't appreciate that and what's going down over there. And of course, nobody wants anybody to be, nobody wants to genocide for anybody.
We may not,
but you know what I'm saying. You know,
no,
what I'm trying.
I don't, because
Mr. Literal. For us, we don't want to see a genocide. For us,
people who have gone through something,
right? And
well, nope, I can't even say that.
I'm not doing that. That's a side topic. Let me finish our story.
Okay.
So he was just like, I'm still gonna drink Starbucks. Like I don't know what to tell you. And then they got to like Chick-fil-A don't like black people, and I was literally just talking to him, the DMs. I was like, bro, like I'm tired of the fake outrage. Because there's problems everywhere in this world. And if we're going to focus on one because the media is pushing that, then we have to do our due diligence and to look into all of it. Because the same thing that's going on in Palestine is basically the same thing that's going on in Congo. So if we're going to be outraged about one, which I do feel like we should be, we have to be outraged about the other, and we have to keep it consistent, to me, personally.
Nope.
Why not?
Because as humans, as individuals with free will, we could pick and choose to make dumb decisions.
Right. So don't. Okay, go ahead.
And I think that's part of the human condition, right?
What do you mean make dumb decisions?
So I think a decision is dumb when you do one thing this way and then you turn around and do the exact opposite thing.
Right.
And the person's inconsistent, right?
Right.
And I think it becomes dumb when a person is inconsistent all the time or a lot.
Right.
I let me not say we. I've done that, right? I'll have one opinion one way, and then sometimes, in a different situation, I might have a different opinion. But for the most part, I try to stay consistent, right?
Right.
So if it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. But most people aren't like that. Most people are like, well, this is wrong because of this, but this is over here is kind of is what it is. And I got into a conversation about this whole genocide thing and everything. And I oftentimes discuss and or debate the comparison between the Holocaust and slavery.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna discuss or debate that on here.
You trying to stir us up? We can go there. I don't care.
No. I don't want to debate. I don't want to debate that on here.
You know me. I don't care.
I don't want to debate that right now. Right.
All right.
Damn, I lost my train of thought.
You got into conversations about it was a debate about the comparison of the Holocaust and slavery. People make dumb decisions.
Oh, okay. But in those debates and everything, a point came up that people typically think things are bad when it's done to people who look like them.
Absolutely.
When it's done to those people over there,
you don't care about it as much.
People don't care because they don't. It's hard for someone, if someone doesn't see themselves in that person, then it's hard for them to care as much.
And that's why I brought up the situation with Congo. Is because I feel like people, and even I said this on the pod before, like when Jason was here, I don't really pick a side because I don't know enough. Mm-hmm. And that could possibly be because they are my people, but I am a human, so they are my people. So I do care, and I don't want this to be happening. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to keep the same energy across the board. And they're not.
Never going to happen.
And they're not. But again, don't be upset with somebody like me who won't take interest in, who won't jump into war or battle for something that I don't see people doing for me and mine.
Makes sense.
And that's why when situations like even with the Ukraine and Russia, I have friends in Ukraine. I have friends in Russia. That's not my fight. Like, that's not my fight. Do I want them to stop? Absolutely. Do I want everybody to be kumbaya, peaceful? Absolutely. Can I try to make an impact? Absolutely. But again, when it comes to me and mine, I don't see the same. You know what I'm saying? The last time we seen this was Black Lives Matter. And that's because we didn't have nothing to do. We was in a pandemic.
Well,
let's be real. Let's be real, Oscar. We didn't have nothing to do. I ain't seen a Black Lives Matter nothing since then.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
And I don't even support Black Lives Matter, the organization.
Oh my God. Well, the organization I get.
Yeah, the organization I don't.
I get
support.
that. I get that. I get it. It's always interesting when something starts off grassroots. It's usually like super valid and everything.
Everybody wants it to be valid.
Typically, when it starts off small, the small part of the organization is usually valid. Right. But when organizations start to grow, that's when all the corruption and all that seeps in, and it kind of loses its way, in my opinion.
I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out. Not even a shout out. Yeah, I just want to highlight something that happened in the dance community. Somebody I know, friend of mine, CJ Salvador. He was like, F Black Lives Matter. In the prime of the whole situation that was going on back in 2020. In the prime of it, he was like, F that. Big Trump. like going crazy, right? But me, because I don't move off of emotion, I love to see why do you feel like that? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not afraid to talk to a white supremacist. I'm not afraid to talk to a Nazi. I used to live across the street from one. Well, did we ever talk? Not really, but it was a mutual respect because he knew I wasn't about that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't with that. I was with the shit, basically. He knew. But going back to the topic, CJ was like, F Black Lives Matter. I don't like it. Everybody in the dance community was on this man head. I'm talking about from anywhere you could think of. They was like, nah, this ain't right, this and that, this and that. Me, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't move off emotion. I DM'd him. Tell me what you mean by that. Talk to me. I want to know what's on your mind and why you feel like that.
Right.
He was like, oh, no, it's not black people. I don't have an issue with black people. I love y'all. He was like, bro, me and you, we didn't talk. We get along.
Oh, he wasn't black?
Nah, Mexican cat, I think. Or I think
funnier.
he's Hispanic. I don't know. You know how it's the
Yeah.
look, hey, if I'm wrong, correct me. CJ, my bad. But he was like, no, I love black people. It was and I have no problem with black people. Like, but it's the organization. I said, say less. That was in the conversation. Because I didn't know enough about the organization to defend them, one. And two, I had to see how it played out. And fast forward 2024, 2023, I had the conversation with him last year, like late last year, like not even, maybe like 2 months ago. I was like, the dance world owe you an apology. He started cracking up. I said, that's why I asked you, because I don't like to cast judgment if I don't understand where people are coming from. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I know where your heart is. Because if your heart is in the right place, then I can see why. Because like you said, he's not black. So he doesn't see what I see when I see Black Lives Matter. He sees an organization. In the beginning, I saw Black Lives. So we see two separate things. But when we talked and had that mutual conversation, I understood what he meant. And 3.5 years later, I'm agreeing with him. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like people be and not even understanding what's going on really around them.
Is your phone connected to the
Yeah.
Play that video I just sent you.
You just said,
Yeah, I want to see your
I'm gonna play. I always play it from the end, and then so we can get the whole clip.
Ordinary things, and you're like, wow. Black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you could do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do is take the ones that do succeed and make the people that didn't feel bad because you should have been able to do this exceptional thing that happened. All everybody wants is to be regular and have a decent life. If you see black people they generally have done something exceptional. They've exceeded expectations. They have cut themselves. They have found a way to beat the odds. But they're held up at the example of the things you should be able to do when you're not. If everybody that lived in any circumstances had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less strife, but we don't. Because we see unexceptional white guys get to be these extraordinary things, and you're like, wow. Black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to
So tell me, how do you feel about that?
I don't know if I understand him quite what he's saying.
Why you say that?
I feel like okay. So is he saying successful black people are the exception and not the rule?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this: is that goes the same for white people, or is it just us? Is he just talking about us?
He's just talking about us because at the end of the video, he says these average white dudes get to do great things. And we're like, wow, what's up with that? When you're black, you have to be exceptional to do great things. That's what he's saying.
Got you. To who?
What do you mean?
Who that viewpoint that he's talking from? For who? Who is that? For black people or is that for white people? Like we have to be exceptional to black people to be in that?
No, we have to be exceptional to the world. We have to be exceptional to everyone outside of our race in order to be.
I may not understand fully what's going on, and that's okay. But I don't think that's true.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like most successful. I feel like a lot of black successful people aren't in the limelight to be quote unquote exceptional. We don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of black people who are really fucking amazing and great at what they do. We just don't see them in the limelight.
I guess I think more so what he's saying is to succeed at a high level, you have to be super exceptional. You can't be an average black person and just do well.
Okay. And I still think that's not true
Why do you say that?
because I know a lot of average people who are doing well.
And got everything they want and need and all that.
I know a lot of black people that are average that are doing exceptionally well.
Now, do you think that's just your circle?
It
Or do you
could-
think that's black people across the board?
It might be my circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this. Maybe in corporate, you have to be exceptionally great as a black man or a black woman to be at that level or to be at a top level. And then the average white guy can just, or the average white woman or man can just be average and get those positions. But again, it just goes back to what we were saying earlier. You gravitate to the people who look like you.
But yeah. So
And-
you think that's
and-
why that happens?
I had a cop pull me over.
Mm-hmm.
Pull me over, whatever happened. Check my license or whatever the case may be. License was expired. He said, you know what? I'm not about to give you a ticket, but you need to go home right now. And I'm not going to give you a ticket because you remind me of my son. When he said that, every encounter from then on, I was 19, 20. Every encounter with a cop, I've moved as such. Black dude, of course.
Yeah.
Even like when it comes to white cops as well, I don't. Of course, they're not gonna look at me
Right.
as their.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if I conduct myself as a human, they'll still see the human in me, no matter what's going on in their day. I truly believe that. And from that moment, that cop like literally changed my perspective on cops. Like sometimes I'll be like, fuck the cops because they be on some bullshit. Of course, we know that. But for the most part, that now I see why when there's a Tamir Rice, now I see why when there's a Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, they don't see themselves in us. They see the opposite for whatever reason. And that's why when you get those mass school situations, they're able to just handcuff them and walk them back because they have empathy for them because they could see their son or their daughter.
Usually son.
Usually son.
Yeah.
That's but you know,
Yeah.
son or daughter in those kids or those people or those adults, whatever. Like they may have a family member who look just like that mug. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I try to humanize myself. Excuse me. And I humanize the cop. Yeah, how you doing, sir? Oh man, I hope I'm not. I hope I'm the worst. I hope I'm the worst person giving you trouble today, even though I probably just ran a stoplight. But they probably got into a shootout 20 minutes before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying earlier today. Like you have to humanize yourself because at the end of the day, we all do have empathy. So when it comes down to, I'm not gonna say don't see skin or don't see color because that's being dismissive. But get to the root of who we all are outside of the skin. Like get to the root of that person. Like a cop is a human too. Trust me, them niggas see therapists.
They should. All of them should. If
They should if they don't, but their job is like
Stressful.
Their job is very high stress level. Like so, and I'm gonna say this, and this is like kind of off topic, and I'm gonna say this. I'm speaking to black people now. Black people, yeah. Dealing with cops, you can't wear your frustrations on your jacket because you are. Unfortunately, it's a ticking time bomb with police. They have to do a duty. It's protocol, number one. They can't, certain things they can and can't do. Are there, not saying every cop is like this. Are there assholes? Absolutely. But you can't be aggressive to someone who's been holding back something because you don't know the triggers. Like we humans. You don't know their triggers. Like they may be having a fucked up day. And today, you may be having a fucked up day. And y'all about to meet. And one that got a badge and a gun, and one don't.
We know who's winning that one.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and they're going to win every time.
Yeah.
Whether they put you down or put you in jail, they're going to win every time. Come, take a deep breath, even if you're wrong. Like, my mom always told me, fight that battle later. Go to jail. We'll come get you. Just make it home. Fight that battle later.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to black people. But going back to this topic, I see what he's talking about. I do, but like I said, maybe I'm just talking from my own perspective. It's hard for me to see that because I've seen so many. I want to say regular. I guess you could say regular exceptional black people who just live their lives.
You can't. If exceptional is anywhere in the statement, they're not regular.
What is exceptional? Like moving the needle forward type?
Have you ever met a person where someone can't say something bad about them because they just on point across the board on everything? Or they're on point 90 to 95% of the time?
Yeah, me. I mean, I'm on point 90% of the time. If a nigga hate me, his mama didn't raise him right, so I don't know what to tell him. But anyways, go ahead.
Troll, live, mosey. What I'm saying, 90-95% of the time, this person is just on point. There's nothing anyone can say negative about them.
Right.
And probably more so I think DL was talking more so in a work environment.
Yeah.
So whether you're an athlete, you're in the 90th percentile.
Right.
Or whether you're a teacher, you're in the 90th percentile.
Right.
If you're in corporate America, you're in the 90th percentile. You know how difficult it is to be in the 90th percentile of stuff with the number of people there are?
Yeah, I know. You could probably tell us about that.
Right. So
right.
And
Right.
that's why I agree with DL.
So
I agree with him.
You want to go? So you're not exceptional? You're not exceptional?
That's why I'm saying I am. Because
I see what you're saying.
That's why I agree with him.
I see what
because what I go through and have to do to be successful,
right,
and what I've had to do, like I've had jobs where I had to be right. I would check my work 5 times before I brought it to anyone because I knew if it was wrong, they would completely lose faith and trust in me.
Right.
And that is a taxing thing to have to deal with.
Understood.
And so so when I look at that, and then I've given advice and I've worked with other people who look like me and I've given them advice and they'll say, I'm not about to do all that.
Right.
Or that's not fair. Why do I have to do that? Why am I treated this way? I'm like, that's just what it is in this environment. And I've had jobs like that. So I know what it's like to deal with that. So when he was talking about that, and here's the thing, for as good as I can be about stuff, or quote unquote as exceptional as I am, I'm still
Jimmy from the block.
Nah. If you have average, I would say I'm like a couple steps above average, right? So am I LeBron or Kobe exceptional? No, probably not, right?
Right.
But that's what's held up as you could succeed and you could do it too. And I'll be honest.
I get what you're saying.
If someone holds me up to a black kid that lives in the projects and have 2 parents who ain't nothing, if they held me up, oh, you could do what Oscar did, I'd be like, "That you're setting that kid up for failure," because I had a support system that helped me get to where I am. And it's like, people don't have that, then it's really hard. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying a lot of times people get into situations or in situations where the odds aren't in their favor.
Understood.
That's more so what I'm saying. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying it's not fair.
I think because you said something. I think we should bring down, for us, I feel like we should bring down, not down, that's not the word. We should change what exceptional or normal for us as black people is. Because normal for them is a 6-figure job. You go to school, graduate, go to
Is it though? I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
No, because I was watching a video on YouTube and black people had the lowest median income. I think white people were like number 6 or 7. It was like Indian Americans that were number
I
one.
said them. I wasn't talking about white people.
You just said anyone that's
them.
not black.
That's why.
unblack.
That's why I specifically said them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm saying like, my point is, I got the hiccups. I'm grown as hell. Why I got hiccups? My point is, we always look to entertainers
Right.
to be exceptional. I don't think a lot of, and I could be wrong, correct me, I have a lot of Indian friends. If you're watching this, let me know. I don't think they look to their celebrities or their entertainers to be the bar, the athletes to be the bar. Because like you said, I correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure you saw this. It's probably Asians, Indians up there in like the medical field, lawyers and all that, and then you trickle down and there's us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we were dead last.
Dead last.
Well, we were last in this list.
Last in this list, yeah, right. Because our views on what you have to be greatest exceptional are celebrities. Even in the video, they cut the video up. You see Jay-Z, you see Beyonce, you see LeBron, you see like you don't see people that you have to go, who is this person? And then you look them up. They own a Fortune 500 company or something like that, or they own a chain of businesses across America. We always look to entertainers, and I feel like that's where we fall short.
Yeah, I think in that video that was just a purpose of illustration, so you could understand what exceptional is, because that's a point of reference.
Right, but if people,
there are exceptional black people who aren't famous entertainers,
and that's my point.
Right, but
because that's what and we talked about this on one of the pods. Our culture harps on certain things, and entertainers is one of them.
But I think so. If I don't know if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying there are black people who are normal or who are not famous who are exceptional.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, I think his point in the video is
even just those black people who aren't entertainment.
You're either exceptional,
right. Understand.
or you ain't making it.
Yeah, when you said it about your situation, it made sense when I said it.
But
I just know how people think.
Right.
I know how our people think.
Yeah.
And they instantly go to celebrities or public figures in a way. So that's why I said what I said. Because I do agree with what you said. Like when you get to that point, you have to fight to keep that point or that job or position, whatever it is, because they will let an average.
Yeah. And I've had jobs like that. I think where I'm currently at is a lot better than some places I've been before. But
it's corporate.
Yeah. And that happens. And I a lot of that has to do with who your boss is.
Right.
Do you have a boss?
Right.
Are people in your management chain who advocate for you?
That's why I love where I work at, because they do.
Yeah.
Honestly, they do. Like, we got different sections appointed to helping and providing for us. So,
right.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. Shout out to my current location. I wanted to get back to the election. So not really election. I should say this. Do you think younger you are liberal, and then when you get older you become more, your views become more Republican?
Let's use liberal and conservative versus Democrat and Republican.
Okay, liberal and conservative. All right, there we go.
All right, I think that's just a little bit. I think people get more conservative when they start making more money.
I also think people get more conservative when they get older as well.
I think.
I don't even know where I got this topic from. I heard somebody say it. I must have saw it somewhere. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
but it may be.
And you do get conservative when you get older. I have a great example that happened in my life. So I'm in DC, and this was like, I'm 36 now.
Damn.
At the time of the recording. Okay, Kevin Hart.
Damn.
Okay. I'm 36 now, but when this particular situation happened, I might have been 30 or 31, right? I was with a friend of mine, and at the time, she was like 26 or 27, I think. I can't remember.
Right.
I don't remember the age difference, but she was several years younger. She was still in her 20s. I'm in my 30s.
Right.
I'll just say that.
Nah, you gotta be specific because you know.
Well, I'm trying. I just don't remember. I think so. I was
5 years.
probably about 5
Right,
years,
right,
right?
okay.
I would assume it's about 5 years. So we're in DC and we're together, and I see this chick jump on the back of this dude's 4-wheeler, right, or motorcycle or something.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, I hope she'll be safe." And her response to me was, "Oh, he's not gonna do anything to her." I
Right.
was like,
Right.
"I'm not talking about that. They ain't got no helmets on."
Oh. This nigga talking about a bike helmet. Oh my god.
well, but they're like on a 4-wheeler or a motorcycle. So,
Yeah, nah,
like,
that's-
if you get hit by a car, you go down,
anything.
your head's getting like. I've seen videos of someone falls off a bike or a motorcycle,
And they hit
and a truck comes and rolls over their head.
What
If they didn't,
website is you on?
bruh, Instagram it just be crazy.
I agree. Well, even if you go down a hill and fall off a skateboard and you hit your back of your head.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
like she's thinking like, oh, he's not gonna. I was like, I'm not even worried about that. I'm concerned about him too because he don't have a helmet on either.
This nigga turned into an old man.
Oh, hella conservative.
Since I got older and I started making a little bit more money, I've gotten conservative as well.
It's
And
like they want to do what?
They want to do what? With
How
my,
many taxes?
with my money?
How much tax? What percentage of tax?
Also, I've had a child. I had a daughter.
Oh,
So
well, how does that make you more conservative?
the things that I would have allowed and done, I'm like, nah, she can't do that. She can't do that shit at all. Out of pocket. Nope, absolutely not.
But so let's talk about this.
All right. We here.
And I already know you're probably closed off about this, and you have a very set opinion about it.
He about to piss me off today.
I'm not. Look,
Go ahead.
I just want to have a conversation. We having a conversation when we talk about real stuff. So why is it automatically she can't do any of the stuff that you did? Why is that automatic?
Because if she has a support system who can guide her from doing that, having to learn that lesson, then why not?
Okay, so would it
Yes,
be?
it made me who I am today.
No, I'm not. That's not what I was about to say.
All right.
I was gonna say, would it be more beneficial to say, I'm gonna raise my daughter as such to where she will be less likely to make the same decisions?
That's what I
made?
mean when I say that.
All right,
That's
say
what I
that.
mean when I say
Then
that.
say that.
Yeah. But I'm going to say no, regardless. Like,
Right, but at some point,
Daddy cannot? No.
but at some point,
But we will have the conversation.
it's also understanding that when somebody want to do something,
They're going to do it anyway.
they're gonna find a way to do it.
But I get that. But also, if you have respect for that person,
Like, what you mean?
if you have respect for the person who's telling you not to do something, most of the time you'll listen. Most of the time you'll listen. Now, see, I'm not going to raise my daughter as like, you can't do this, you can't do that, and not sit her down and explain it to her.
Give her all the.
Like, I'm not going, you can't do this because I said so. We grew up like that.
Oh, that was terrible.
Because I said so, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it anyway, and then I have to find out. Then I get yelled at
You
for
got to
saying
F around and find
right,
out.
and then I get yelled at for finding out because like you didn't tell me why. You just told me no. Like, of course, that's like telling a nigga to don't look down. Right, first thing I'm gonna do. Like, so I understand that sometimes, for me, and I'm not teaching nobody how to parent. Like, I'm only 7 months in. For me, I'm going to have the conversation with her. What do you want to do? Is this a good idea? Okay, cool. If you want to do this, let's map a plan out. No bullshit.
One thing that might help is why do you want to do that? What
That's a
do you
great
want to
question.
do?
What
Why?
do you want to do and why?
Why?
Right. Why?
Explain
why?
to me.
Who, what, where, and why. God damn it.
Yeah, like and I kind of learned that because when I was dating someone who had a child, and I was like in that child's life. It's like she would always say, "Why? Explain to me why you feel the way you do."
Right.
This, that, and the other. And it's like, one, I think that helps your child feel heard,
Right.
and two, it helps them articulate themselves and learn what's causing them to feel
the way
emotion.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak on it. And then, yeah, I do that. Even though she's only 7 months, I still talk to her like a normal human.
Well, they also say that's good too. Like so when
when she cries, I go, stop that. Like, why are you crying, bro? And it's usually over something petty. Like, of course, if she fall and hurt herself, I'm going to pick her up, or something is like something scare her. Of course, I'm going to grab her and say it's all right. But as far as like when she be temper tantrums, why you doing that, bro? It's not that serious. And I notice she's starting to like really understand that. Like, instead of like yelling, like, cut all that crying out. Bro, baby, why you yelling? Why you doing that? Why you doing temper? Because she get to like, she at that age to where like, when babies, they throw temper tantrums, they just like throw their arms up and they like slide down.
Oh yeah, they just like
Slide, yeah. Like, and I pick her up, I'd be like, why you doing that? And then she get sucking her thumb. I'm like, oh, so you know. So you know.
Oh,
they
they definitely be knowing.
You busted. I caught you.
Yeah.
I caught you. But yeah. So no, I get it. I get it. So the why is definitely gonna be in. I'm gonna throw that in there because I respect you. I'm listening to you. You see how I did that? And I'm gonna throw that in there. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Hopefully it works out for the best. Shout out to
It'll work
my
out
baby.
for the best. It's not a hopefully. Like,
yeah, it will. It will. Speaking of that, this is so side topic. I didn't know how much of a great father I was. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm owning my shit. Shout out to the dads that's in they kids' life. I'm about to own my shit, so I'm in fixes, right? Me and Zuri, we go. When I get off work, I pick her up off daycare, and just me and her for like 4 or 5 hours, just me and her, every single day. And I didn't notice how much of like it's clockwork now. When we go eat, I place it up, sit up, if I got my other phone on me, place the other phone. She watching Paw Patrol, whatever, Morphle, whatever she watching. And there was this black lady. She was watching me for a good minute, but I'm like, okay, you're weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, leave me the fuck alone. She was like, you just so good with your baby. Like, it looks so natural to you. How old is she? Is she a year? I'm like, nah, she's just turned 7 months. She's like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Like, you look so in a natural habitat. And it's rare to see a black man in this form. I appreciate you. And then after that, it was kind of like the conversation. I was like, that's crazy. There was 2 more black ladies at like this table, and then there was this table, and they was agreeing with her, so it became like a whole little thing. And after a while, I was like, cool, I just want to eat. Like, leave the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to take that moment to say, like, there are a lot of great black fathers out there. It's just not just me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Showing up is 75% of the battle.
Right.
Just showing up.
Right.
Being there and showing up because you want to actively be in that child's life.
Right.
It's 75% of the battle because you'll figure the rest out.
And that's what it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Just figure it out. Like, I don't know how this baby's gonna react. I don't know how she's gonna grow up. Like, I'm learning every day with her. As she gets older, I'm learning.
And if and when you have another one,
it's still gonna be different.
It's gonna be a different
It's still gonna be different because it might be a boy, and it's different, or it might be a girl, and it's still different. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that there are a lot of great black fathers out there. A lot of my friends are great black fathers.
I was a great black father for about 8 months. Look, the woman I was dating had a kid, and I don't have any biological children.
Shout out to the stepdaddies.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny because you put a time on it. You should have just said.
Well, while we were dating,
you should have just said I don't know. Either way, it's gonna be funny to me.
I mean, I just bought her, she wanted some Crocs. I just bought her some Crocs. Yeah. Her mom was like, she want these shoes. I was like, all right.
You hella fun. So you still play stepdaddy?
I love that little girl.
Oh, shout out.
If her mom was to call me right now, Oscar, this is happening and I need this for such and such, I'd be like, no problem.
Absolutely. Shout out to my stepdad. Shout out to Calvin.
See?
That man raised me from when I don't remember life without him. That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 6. I remember going to his college football games. Like, that's how long it's been. Once he stepped in, Mm-hmm. We had our ups and downs because I was a knucklehead, but it's my nigga. It's my dog. It's my man's pots and pans to this day. Shout out to Cal. You know?
That's funny.
And you know what? I'm going to say this on the pod. I'm going to keep the camera off. No, I don't want the camera on you. I want the camera on us because it's family. I will say this. And I'm about to be super vulnerable right now.
Okay.
Super vulnerable.
Okay.
Me and my dad, that's your cousin, right?
That's my cousin, yeah. We've
had our ups and downs.
Uh-huh.
We've had our disagreements on a lot of things, probably about 99.7% of life. We disagree. He don't know the situation. I wasn't old enough, but he hasn't always been. He's always been my father, but he hasn't always been present. It's my father. Today, the effort he puts in to try to make things happen for Zuri, I appreciate that. Outside of all the bullshit we go through, whatever he can do, when he can do it, he does it. So I will commend him for that. Just like I'm going to give my stepdad, you know what I'm saying, praise. He's done it for me in early ages. I say that. But as I got older, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's to the point to where he's doing what he can for Zuri. So I'm going to say I appreciate him publicly. Because I could have texted him this shit, but publicly, I want to say that. Because I know that nigga be watching too. So shout out to him for trying to, I guess you could say, I don't want to say make up time, but just trying to do right. Trying to do right today. That's it. That's all.
He's being the best version of himself today.
Right.
And that's all you can ask of a person.
Right. Because I can harp on it. I can linger. It'd be like, fuck this nigga, realistically. But
you feel that way a lot of the time.
I feel that way about a lot of people. So it's not just him.
He's an equal opportunity F you.
Right. Like, it's not just him, but because he's my father, it can come off a little bit more. And even then, like, he came over the other day. He was like, I just want to see Zuri. I got diapers, whoop, this and that. Cool. Even then, like, because of how I feel about him, it was still kind of awkward. But because of Zuri, it was just like, I got to let that shit go. Good. I have to let that shit go. Like, fuck how I feel.
You know what? I know that's a big burden on you.
Whew, nigga.
And
big bird.
Yeah, and I do really hope you let it go. And I'm going to put a couple of my cents in here. Your dad is my cousin, right? And I do know him.
Right.
I know him well, right?
Right.
Like, so we've, because we've been cousins, right?
Right.
He had a lot going on. And I'm not saying that's an excuse at all. I'm saying that he had a lot going on, and I'm glad that he's doing what he can do now and that he's showing up how he's able to show up now.
That's why I'm able to have the grace that I do have.
Yeah. And
I know he has a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Your daddy done told me.
Yeah, he had a lot going on.
I've seen.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother topic. Grandma, I love you. But I love you. And that's all I'm going to say. Because that's my grandma. They gonna cuss me out when they see this shit. Uncle Oscar was like, why you do that to my nephew?
He ain't gonna say that.
He's like, why you do that to my nephew?
He ain't gonna say. I don't think he's gonna say that. But
He not, because I'm his favorite nephew. So shout out to Uncle Oscar. I think Uncle Oscar tells me and Manuel, we his favorite nephews. I think he just
tell
tells us
everybody that.
I think he just tells us that separately.
He said it to Jermaine.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Now I gotta compete with Jermaine ass.
Jermaine funny.
Jermaine funny.
He hella funny.
Jermaine funny.
He was on speakerphone last
Lord.
time I was hanging out with my dad, and I was with my French bread,
Yeah.
and he said something in French.
This is like, why you?
he just Jermaine is hella funny.
Jermaine is actually funnier than you. You're
Yes.
funny, but
I'm not that funny.
Jermaine, no, you funny. No, you funny.
I might be funny. Nobody else thinks I'm funny.
You're unintentionally funny.
Nobody else thinks I'm funny though. Like none of your friends think I'm funny. They'd be like,
Yes,
oh
they do. You are a verb or adverb. Like
I'm,
Oscar, just Oscar. Like you.
yo, but you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy about that? This has pissed me off all my life. That's how everybody describes me. Literally, everyone I like since I was in like middle school.
Yeah, bro.
Like people like Oscar, just Oscar. I'm like,
But
what
I
does
feel
that
like
even mean?
I feel like we got a lot of those in our family.
Oh.
Like Jermaine is
It's just
Jermaine. I told you Jermaine used to call me from a new number every time when I was in LA.
Bruh.
He'd be like, I'd be like, who is this? He'd be like, man, hey man, you gonna make me say my name on the phone, man? Yes, Jermaine. Cause I don't want the feds coming to look for me either. Hey, shout out to our crazy ass family. Honestly, I love every single one of them.
Oh,
And
so
I
entertaining.
couldn't imagine life without them.
We
every
need to
single
have
one.
like, you know, it would be nice for more of us to get together more often. I'm not going to arrange it. I'm just going to be real.
Of course you not. I think yeah. We don't have a lot of like girl cousins our age, huh?
I don't think so.
Jamila, Vicky,
I mean, they like close. They a little bit younger.
they're like 1 or 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside.
'Cause you got to remember,
not
they mom is my cousin too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's real weird for me. Like I'm in this weird like.
You are in like because you are.
Because my dad is crazy and
Your
has
dad-
kids.
Yo,
He just keep having kids.
yo,
Shout out to you, Dad.
my grandma is your dad's brother or sister.
Yeah.
So you're in my dad's generation of cousins.
Yes. Those are all my first cousins.
Yeah.
Y'all all my second cousins.
You closer age. Like that's crazy.
Think about how crazy it is for my nephew who has an auntie and uncle younger than him.
We got a lot of that in the family, actually. I'm just gonna keep it at that. I was gonna say something, but shout out to our family. Our family is
But you know what's even crazier though? For as crazy as our family might sound, I know all y'all out in YouTube land got some crazy stuff going on. So don't play.
what, nigga.
Like-
But it's I don't want to say it because that's not my place to say. But somebody that's really, really close to me, really, really close to me,
Uh-huh.
really, really close to me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I got it.
Family is nuts.
It's wild. You just be like, ooh.
I'll be looking like, wait, what? Who did what? Where? When? Why? How? And so I started to make me feel like, oh, okay, we're not the only. So nigga problems are not really just nigga problems.
Oh no. They're just problems. They're just people problems. And let Bill Nye, the science guy, tell you we're all the same race. As they started moving away from the equator, we
just
got lighter and lighter.
Right.
So
I ain't gonna lie,
it's just human problems.
because I had somebody that I used to hang out with was not black. When I say that man got nigga problems that we call quote unquote nigga problems, he got nigga problems. Like anything you may think a black man would do or going through, he going through. or went through, whatever. I don't know situation now, but went through.
Oof, that's rough.
And I'm like, because it make you think like, dang, we was programmed to believe that we're the only ones without fathers. We're the only ones who fathers abandon us. We're the only ones who deal with family issues when it come to like criminal activity. We're the only ones that sell drugs. We the only like they try to make it seem like black people are the only ones that do all that shit.
That's the media trying to push a narrative
I know.
for whatever reasons.
We know what reasons that is.
Okay, well let's not get
To
into
keep the black man down.
you don't have to yell like that in the microphone.
You're right. I just kind of peeked in there.
The kinda, yeah, you peaked.
To keep the black man down. I hope that sounds better. I don't see why singers do that. They go, what are you looking at? We got listeners.
Oh, sorry, it's a work thing. My bad.
Uh-oh. We clocking out? So you see, being an exceptional black man in corporate America, let me put the camera on me. Fuck him. Fuck him and his job. This is my show. Shout out to the Mosey Show.
No,
back.
it's not just a Mosey show, but continue.
It's just it's my show for the next 5 minutes as he on the phone. But anyways, I just for this whole pod, I think for the most part, I think my point is people are people. Humans are humans. And I know this may sound like very fairy tale-ish, but if we just start treating each other like humans and just start really having empathy for each other, no matter what background we come from, I think a lot of things can be the start of a change. Will it be a complete change? Probably not, because there's no such thing as a complete anything. There's no such thing as 100% of anything. But it can be the start. 51%, 52% is the majority. So we can get majority of people on the same page of just like treating each other right and seeing the human in each other, from politics to police encounters to family, non-family, friends. And we can just see the human in people, and the person, the soul, the being. Then I think we can go far as a race and do a lot of great things. Will there be obstacles? Absolutely. Will there be mountains we may have to climb? Absolutely. But nothing great or nothing worth it comes easy to me. So we got to work towards that. I want to work towards that. I'm going to start with myself, being a better person, trying to treat people right. Or I don't try to treat people right. I do treat people right. Just try to be better each and every day. Treat myself right. Treat the people around me with love and care. Raise my daughter to be the best young princess. Raise her into a queen. To treat her mother right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever our situation may be in the future, today, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever that is, treat her with the utmost respect, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm talking about? And I say that because I want to make sure that even if you're not with the mother of your child, you still should treat her. Or the father of your child, you still should treat him or her with respect, because that shows the kid how to deal. So yeah, just being a human and having empathy. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I got. Oscar, I hope you ready, cause I was running out of shit to say, honestly.
Nah, it's good. It was good. Listening. Yeah, it was good.
It's good, right? It's good.
I think we could just end the podcast right there. Like, comment, subscribe. Tune in next time.
Hey, I did that. Shout out to me. Shout out to me on Internet Pod. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you dig it on under, you dig it on under. We gonna get back on the streaming website soon. But until then, we love y'all. Watch on YouTube. We out.